What's up, nerds, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can get all of our videos as soon as they drop. Also, leave us a comment with your thoughts on the upcoming season of Opulence and the Crown of Sorrow raid. We'd love to hear from you. Alright, well, Bungie has given us some more info on the upcoming season of Opulence and the new raid Crown of Sorrows. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the TWAB update. I will also be posting the link to the full article in the description below if you want to take a look at it there. First, as noted before, the raid will be available to all players starting at 4 p.m. Pacific on day 1 of Season of Opulence. This will give players 6 hours to power up and prepare for the new encounter. Some of the same information was repeated regarding prime attunements and dealing with power hoarding prior to the raid, but they also dropped some new info on us today. For the first 24 hours, there will be a forced mechanic in the raid called the Challenge. This initial time period will cap players' power level at 700 for the first fight and 720 for the final fight in the new raid. It's unclear at this point if there are any power caps between those two, but the main point here is that players will not be able to gain an advantage by increasing power level beyond 720 for the first 24 hours. So, don't spend too much time doing that. If you hit 720 and you want to do the raid, you're good to go. I think the goal here is that Bungie wants to make the new raid, and what has become serious bragging right in the Destiny community of being world's first, a more level playing field. They've stated up to this point that their goal is to make these kinds of competitions something that everyone would be able to participate in, rather than just watch the same raid teams compete each time they drop a new one. Personally, I think this is a great way to balance the power and make it a little more friendly competition. That being said, I'm also curious to hear feedback after we find out who comes in first with the new raid. In addition to the challenge, there will also be a new quest to complete prior to the raid being available called Power Surge. This quest must be completed in order to participate in the Crown of Sorrow raid. Unlike the quest for the Forge to be unlocked, it will only need to be completed by one character on your account. Once it has been completed, the raid will be available for all other characters on your account. Seems like they might be paying a little bit of attention to some of the feedback from the community on these new content drops, which is nice. With the Season of the Drifter ending and the Season of Opulence launching June 4th, Bungie will be limiting the power gains of the Gambit power-up bounties to prevent players from maxing out power quicker than intended. This, along with the power caps on stored rewards and the challenge mechanic in the new raid, should prevent anyone from getting an unfair advantage in prepping for the new raid. At least I hope. Aside from the raid info, we also learned that the Eververse store will have some changes to look and feel. Players will see a new interface when interacting with the shop starting with the new season. As with past seasons, Eververse items will be available for purchase either by Silver or Bright Dust, although some items will be timed weekly, so make sure that if there's anything specific you want, that you get it when it's there. The only other update that's really worth mentioning here is that the Service Revolver and Last Perdition will be locked, at least in the beginning of the new season, if you have not already unlocked them at this point. Something to do with a bug they're currently working on. Not really a big deal if you have them, although if you were hoping to rely on the Service Revolver once Lunas and Not Forgotten are nerfed, you may want to go get those now. Just a friendly reminder as well that the nerfs take place starting with the new season. That's pretty much it for this weekly update. Now get out there and enjoy your final days with your pinnacle weapons and those super generating armor pieces that still actually do something. Later, nerds.